trying to get in on my other show. I don't know why it's not letting me. There it is. See if it'll let me get on there. Okay, I think we're good. I wonder why it's saying like. Hmm. I'm trying to figure out why it's saying up and upcoming. Let's see. Okay, now. Hey Taylor. Hope you're doing well. I'm a little late today. I was trying to get that video uploaded and then it wouldn't let me upload it with my sound in the background. It was saying copyright. So I was like, God dog it, got to take it down there and re-upload it. So, you know. So. Hi Dims. And y'all, I did not do any work on here today. I said I would, but every time I have to go out and about, I usually come home and like go to sleep. So it takes a lot of energy out of me. So that's kind of what happened today. And I just made those earrings that I just posted, and that's about it. So what I'm gonna end up doing tonight is speeding through this because 2, 4, 6, because I didn't do anything on it. So I'm gonna be kind of working a little bit faster so I can get um, some stuff knocked in, some rows in there. Let me pull up my row counter because I'm on number 6. I'm on row 6. Come on, phone. Come on, phone. So I can restart you and hopefully remember to count as I'm going. So I only need to do 10 in this color and then change to black and then change back to this color. Let me pull this back up. I need to make it half the screen to be honest. Okay, I'll try and talk a little louder. I think because the train was going by, YouTube like muted out my sound kind of. They be um they be trying to denoise lives, and so anytime a lot of sound comes in the background, they denoise it. So I have to speak up a little louder, and I really need to um get my mic out, but I be concerned that it's gonna do a lot of humming than it is gonna do a lot of listening to me. So I'll try and figure that out tomorrow. But I was just saying that I didn't get any work done today because I was out and about. And when I finally got in, I took a nap, which I normally do. And so the only thing that I did today was make those earrings that I posted. Hi there. Made those earrings that I posted, and so I hadn't really. So I might try to do a little speeding tonight so I can get some work in. So we'll see. And I got the little mic sitting. I thought I had it back there in the back this whole time. I have to remember to pull it out and get it situated. So they said the only time that it'll like not do that as bad, like mute me out, is to have a mic. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. But yeah, as soon as I got on live, the train was coming through. So I don't really mind the train. So, but they deem anything noisy, they gon' mute the and drown it out, and thus drown me out. And right now I feel like I'm yelling. So I gotta get the mic thing under control here anyway. It been a little chilly today. I got my hood on. Probably should have plugged up one of them heaters just for this evening, but I wasn't really in the mood to be doing no extra stuff. While I'm working on this, I might pull out my little speaker thing and see if I can plug it up tonight, and that way I remember to put it on live once I got these little things. This little thing. That's what I remember. I don't even think I ever used that one. I feel like it was the same as the other one, probably the reason why I haven't. And then I gotta find the little piece. I had to plug in the little mic thing in order for me to use it, so I gotta find out what I did with that too. The new phones, you can't plug nothing directly into it. You gotta have like an extension, and that's what be getting on my nerves. No, I think that is this is the I think this is the wrong one. The reason why I haven't used this. Yeah, it has a This is for iPhone. That's why I haven't used this one. Yeah, so I gotta go find the other ones that I bought for my Android. Yes, I use an Android. I gotta get in the groove first, and I gotta feel a sense of urgency. So once I start feeling a sense of urgency, that's when you know. Right now, I'm just talking about how the sound thing is bothering me. It's gonna be 5 foot by 7. I be I don't really know the difference between a throw and all that stuff. So someone was telling me when I said a 5 foot by 7, they was like that's almost a queen. And I know it'll fit like a twin or a regular size um bed. So I'll just say like a regular size bed blanket maybe. I used to just make these 5 feet by 5 feet, but at this point, I think 5 by 7 is more like universal length. I think for the most part, unless someone specifies, um, you know, maybe 5 by 6 feet. So would be more universal. So maybe I'll go up to. I'm still gonna do 7 because I think my husband's gonna want this blanket. So all right, that was row 7. We are on row 8. Let me go ahead and clock that. This was why I don't really like counting, because now I have to stop every time I'm doing something and count the row. That's why I don't like um, using solid colors, because I feel like that slows me down a lot. I have to stop and count how many rows I want to stripe. Then I have to cut the yarn and start again on the new row because I'm changing colors. With variegated yarn, you can just keep going, going, going. So I'd rather just use variegated yarn because I don't have to count any rows or anything like that. So I prefer variegated yarn. So I'm just gonna try and count out loud. Maybe counting out loud will help. And I know this is an even row because I typically do um, my pearl stitches on an even row. Thanks so much for the likes, y'all. I appreciate it. Since I be on the phone, it's harder for me to see because I don't have a phone like where I can see well. All right, so that was row 8 because that was an even row. So we're about to be on row 9. 6, 7. I don't have my computer. My computer is out of commission right now. I have to log back into the computer. So right now, I'm struggling with trying to look at this phone to the side of me, and then try to glance at the comments real quick because I can't have it too far away because I can't see the comments that far away because the words are small. So yeah, this is I'm having an awesome time. Hi Michelle, and it's been like that for the past 2 days. I had to do this a couple of weeks ago as well, so the computer has been getting on my nerves. Like I was literally locked out of the computer all day yesterday. Probably even longer than that and didn't know it. Uh-oh. Thank you, Mr. Bubby. Yeah, okay. I got you, Tisha. I got you. Now y'all gonna have all right, y'all gonna have me in here making a whole bunch of I'm getting really inspired and then I'm gonna make all the colors. Greetings, Philadelphia. I'm in Arkansas. So y'all gonna have me making all the colors, and then I'm get obsessed, and then I'm gonna have to make them before Christmas, cause then it's gonna be perfect to like either have them made by fall or Christmas. Now my mind is like really going. So now y'all done got me really excited. This is like my ADHD going. So, so now I'm just like, yeah, I can do that, and then I can do all of them. I can do all the house colors. Hi, hi, Marville. Yes, Mr. Bubby. Yeah, so y'all gonna have me in here. Now I'm like, okay, now I gotta buy some more yarn. I really do. I'm so serious. And then I've been watching Harry Potter like an unhealthy amount of time. It's been on, I think like every other week. And then I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm watching it. I watch it out of order, everything. Hi, Marvell. So yeah, I'm just like, yeah. So yeah, okay. So Ravenclaw next. Gotcha. And I am Hufflepuff. So I'm pretty sure you getting from my reaction, given from my reaction, you kind of know why. I don't really let people see a lot of my Hufflepuff side. I try to be like very quiet. yeah, I'm very quirky. So and I got two other looms, so y'all might get it quicker than y'all think. Cause I got two other looms to make this on. So if I just go ahead and order the yarn now, I can go ahead and I'll start it on here. I haven't started a blanket on YouTube in a long time, so I'll start the blanket on here and yeah. So let me look up Raven Carb colors and then let me see what colors I got in my stash and then I might have to order it. Thank you, Mr. Bubby. Um, so far it takes me about, let me see, how do I want to explain it? It takes me about 5 minutes to do a row, except for this part. This part takes me about 3 hours by itself, so ignore that part. But this is like 16, no, this not 14, 6, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, and this is 10, and this is 15, 10, and then 25. Okay, so it takes me about 5 to 7 minutes a row. So I'm gonna say this minus this right here. This is about 6 hours of work. This right here is 3 hours by itself. So all of it is 9 hours of work, but this right here is like 6 hours of work by. I mean 3 hours of work by itself. Yeah, I'm making an Afghan. You plan on doing a blanket too, Tisha? Awesome. So yeah, the borders are the worst for me. They take forever because you have to do the border by each individual peg. Um, you have to do 7 rows of the border by each individual peg, and it's a garter stitch to keep the blanket from curling. So it takes me forever to start the blanket, but once I get in the middle of the blanket, I speed up because all I'm doing is really wrapping the pegs. But if you're doing pearl stitches, you have to like do the. I'll show y'all in just a second of the pearl stitches. Thank you, Mr. Bubby. Yes, Tisha. I hope you enjoy it. I'm making this is looming and it's a form of knitting. But yeah, so yeah. I'll show y'all why the pearl, because you have to do like a full row of pearl stitch in the border, and that's what slows you down. So, and I typically just only do this pattern on my loom. You can do a lot of different stitches, so you don't have to just stick to one stitch. But I just tend to stick to one stitch because I'm like, especially with a blanket, I don't if it's gonna take me forever to do it, then I will struggle to get it done. And so this is the quickest way for me. It is not the quickest way, but it's the quickest way for me. How you spell loom? Looming. Yeah, the pearl stitch. Yes, practice the pearl stitch. No, this is a loom hook. It's different from a crochet hook because a crochet hook would go like this. A loom hook goes straight out. So it's specifically a loom hook. Yes, you can make a sweater on any loom. I've seen someone. Let me grab it real quick. Let me grab a loom real quick. I've seen someone make. I've seen someone make a baby sweater on this one. So I'm just saying, pretty much any loom that you have, you can make a blanket with this loom, a no sew blanket with this loom. So any loom that you have can pretty much do what the other ones do. The only thing different between this one and this one, it is you'll do a 10 stitch on this one, and you'll basically do like a garter stitch type blanket, and you'll only use like 10 pegs. On here, you can use up to 5 feet of pegs, and you can do an e-stitch. So, but a lot of people say this works up faster, this work up just as fast doing it 10 stitches at a time. So it really just depends on what your preference is. Yeah, yeah, I can knit with traditional needles, but I rarely do it. Please don't ask me to show. Please don't ask me to show my project that I've had on the needles for like a long time now. I was garter stitching, and it's like barely worth anything to show. But yeah, I do use needles rarely, like every other year. It's with the needles. So I know how to purl stitch, garter stitch, and stockinette stitch on the needles. That's about it. But for me, it's more like a aesthetic thing to hear the pen knock against the pegs. So that's why I tend to like pick up the the loom first. Well, I crochet as well, so so that's why I tend to have to wear the gloves too. I'm a tight crocheter, and now my crochet stuff is worth. I can show you my crochet stuff because I do a lot of crocheting. But yeah. So I wear these because I have arthritis, and I've had some issues with carpal tunnel and this pinky finger. I also have a pinched nerve in my shoulder, and so this hand is weak. So I have to like make sure I wear these gloves to be, proactive instead of reactive. Because when I don't wear them, I can tell the difference. It depends on who you're talking to. So if you're a traditional, hey Isabel, if you're a traditional knitter, they typically don't like these. If you've been knitting for like forever, they typically do not like looms. But I was only needle knitting for like about 6 months, and then I found the looms, and then like I loom faster than I knit on the needles. So, and I crochet and loom about the same speed. Just like a crocheter, if they've been doing it for years, they say no, I don't like the loom too. So they don't typically like the loom as well. But I feel like the loom is it can be easier on your hands. Just to be honest, if you're doing all e-stitch, it's easier on your hands. But if you're doing like different stitches, like the pearl stitch and true knit stitch and U stitch and all this stuff, that's where the pain starts to come in. At is when you start to want to do a lot of different stitches. Okay, I'll let me finish wrapping this row, and I'll show y'all some of the crochet stuff. But yeah, I pretty much do all three. And I said yesterday that I was gonna pick the needles up. So I'm gonna try to pick them up this year. I said I was gonna do it last year, but I never got around to it. So I'll show y'all a few things that I've crocheted. I typically post like everything. I'm knitting a blanket. I'm doing I'm doing a Slytherin theme blanket. Let's see if I can pull out a few things. So two of these, this this one is from a YouTube channel that I found. So I made this one from a YouTube channel. This one I freehand. I like to do freehand plushies too, although they make me mad. I typically like to do a lot of freehand. So yeah. And then he is freehand as well. I want to make him a honey pot. So I freehanded him a little while back. So they go with me to events and stuff. So yeah, definitely. Thank you. It really is. It really is a lot of fun. I mostly do it because it's very therapeutic for me. So I'll pretty much, I take a break from looming to crochet, and I take a break from crochet to looming. So I'm just pretty much all over the place. I have to because I have ADHD. So I need to be able to fluctuate between all the stuff. Thank y'all. So I have to I mostly do the looming on live though, because that's how my channel started. Well, it didn't really start that way. It started in resin, and then I started looming, and that's when it started taking off. So mostly my community are loom knitters. So when I go live, I try to loom a lot. But this year, um, Jade, all things Jade or all from Jade. I liked her. I started crocheting with her. Thank you, Benisiva. But yeah, so y'all probably will get more crochet soon on live because y'all are more flexible than my other space I like to go live on. And so I got an event coming up at the end of next month. I had an event last weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that. I got an event the end of next month, and then at the end of May, and then somewhere around August or September, I have another event, and then I'm trying to do more Comic Cons because I started making Star Wars plushies, so I'm excited about that. Oh, no problem at all. So yeah, I haven't done craft fairs in a whole lot of them in years, so I'm picking that back up this year. I wasn't. It's been like a really It's been hectic the past 4 years or so, and like I was really sick last year, so I've had to like take a back seat, but now I'm back. So I've been like signing up for so many events. It's ridiculous. So yeah. Thank you, Benicia. I appreciate that. Hi, Sarah Dale. But yeah, I'm all over the place, y'all. Somebody just requested me to make some custom earrings, so now I'm like, oh yeah, so now I need to pull out my I cord and make some earrings for my event. I gotta make some bucket hats. I might make some footies and all that stuff. I want to kind of put useful stuff out there too, and make scrunchies and all that stuff. So I'm just gonna be like really busy. I'm really excited because I haven't done like craft fairs in years, and so yeah. Okay, thank you for coming in, Mr. Bubby. I appreciate that. I hope you have a good rest of your night. But y'all done made me excited because y'all asked me to do another blanket. And I'm gonna have to do that blanket. I gotta look up all the colors first. So I'm gonna do all the houses now. And I have a Harry Potter crochet book. So I'm gonna be making more it's a little chilly out here, so excuse me y'all. I'm a little the air is knocking some sense into me. But I am going to be doing some Harry Potter plushies. So yes, I cannot wait. I just have to find some skin tone plushy yarn. I'm struggling with finding tan plush yarn. So that's what's holding me back right now. Oh, thank you, Mr. Bubby. I appreciate that. Have a good one. So that's what's holding me up right now. I need a lot of tan yarn. Like, can I get tan yarn? Anybody can? Maybe I have to go to Etsy because I didn't want to go to Etsy, and I've tried to go to TikTok as well. And my husband gonna be sick of me because he like now you just order some yarn. But I ordered vanilla and I was hoping that it would be tan, but it didn't turn out to be tan. So now I'm like, I gotta figure out what to do with this vanilla yarn. So maybe I'll do like a brown and vanilla cow. Sound about right maybe. So we'll see. I gotta do something with that yarn because I didn't plan on doing any things. I'm using number four, a 4 weight Isabel. I'm using 4 weight yarn. You can use number 5 or number 6. Most people like to use number 6 if they're not using number 4. So I stay away from number 5. Number 6 is more it's polyester, so it's more flexible. So yeah, I think that was row 8. No, that wasn't row 8. That was 10. Was that 10? 10. Let me double check because I don't want to go over. One. I think I should be able to count it by over here in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm pretty sure this is 10 because the last row was a pearl. There's an even row. If I did another row, that would be an even row. 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, yeah. So I need to cut it here. I need to stop. Right, right. And the red heart is so much thicker than other yarn, so it typically will make stuff thicker too. All right, so we're changing to black. And I say it is chilly today. I think that's what made me take a nap, to be honest. Uh oh. Oh, like to get, I turn my heated blanket on. Right? I'll be ready for color changes. So I'll be like, oh, I'm sick of looking at this color. Although it's not that much of a color change, but you know, 'cause it's just going. I've never done like a dark blanket the whole way. Let me push this down. But at any rate, I'm glad to be changing colors because I don't like looking at the same color for too long. And so for right now, I'm not gonna count this black. I'm gonna go up to like 5 rows. I promise, like when you see it, you're gonna be like, "That's it." Color change is like so easy. So I just cut my yarn and let's see, trying to get this one down through here. Cut my yarn. I threaded my pin, created a new slip knot, and that's it. Put it back on there. I'll make sure that I turn it on this side because I'll try to make sure it's on the outside, and that's it. And adjust your knot, and that's it. That's the color change, and you start back wrapping again. That's it. And so once you start back wrapping again, it'll interlock with the previous color. And so that's color change. The only tip that I give you on color change is I did a lot of watching YouTube videos. So it was mostly watching YouTube videos. I'm a very big I'm really a big hands-on learner, and watching the videos and just the angles and stuff, I just try to mimic exactly what I see. That's pretty much how. But the only tip that I give y'all for color change is to never color change on a purl stitch row. If you're starting your row with purl stitch, and I'll explain it in just a second. Thank y'all so much for the likes. I'll explain it in just a second. But you don't want to change rows on a purl stitch row because the purl stitch is an inverse stitch. And so instead of like your loop going to the back of your like the top of your loop going to the back of your work, it'll go to the front of your work. And the E stitch, it'll go to the back of your work. So ain't nothing wrong with that. Mix the colors. Cause if I have to look at one color, I'm just like, I'm done with this blanket. It's over. I'm never doing this again. If I have to look at one color, so I try to do variegated yarn because I'm like, this is not working. Okay, so I'm gonna explain what I just said. So here I changed all my colors on the E-stitch row so that there's not like a visible change. Of course there's a visible change between, different colors. But if you flip it over where you see like this green and then you see the dark green and then you see that green again, this if you change on a purl stitch row, that'll be on the front of your blanket instead of on the back. So that's why I say, hey, Alyssa. Right. Uh, thank you, short cap. But yeah, so if you change on a purl stitch row, the purl stitch is the inverse of your E stitch. So instead of like your loops going like this, it comes up to the front of your E stitch. So you don't want to change stitch on your purl stitch row. So I hope that kind of helps y'all. So I'm very particular about that. I did a blanket one time and I was like, why is my color change skipping? So that's why. Oh, okay, yeah. So everybody different, of course. So everybody doesn't mind it, but like when you do variegated yarn too, it'll end up doing it that way. Sometimes, so you know, you can't really avoid it with variegated yarn, but I just wanted to put it out there just in case there's anybody specific about it. So I know I am. That was kind of loose. I had to tighten it up. But yeah, just in case. So I'll even like if I'm doing odd rows, like 25, five is an odd number. I end up doing like 26 just to make sure I change the color on the even row because I'm gonna change the color on the odd row because my E-stitch rows are odd rows and my pearl stitch starting rows are even rows. That's how I kind of keep up with the stitches. Uh-oh. And I was gonna put a little silver in here, but I was asked not to put silver in here. My husband likes dark colors, so I guess that's the reason why he was like, no, no, don't put silver. Don't worry about the silver. Hey, Lady B. Yes, thank you. I hope you're doing well too. I'm doing well. Thank y'all so much for the likes. I appreciate it. Yeah, cause for a while there, when I did some blankets last year, I didn't do any edge work. I was like, nope. I even did a blanket, a baby blanket without edge work last year, and I still ain't even done nothing to it. It's just sitting there. It's supposed to be a Winnie the Pooh blanket. I ain't done nothing to. Maybe if I pull it out, I'll do better. Maybe. Awesome. Well, at one point my mind was limited too, and mine was limited for a long time. I didn't learn nothing for a long time. So 5 years, I knew how to loom knit. I didn't learn any different stitches until I only knew two stitches for 5 years. And then when I picked up this loom, that's when I learned different stitches. I was like, oh, okay. So I knew the double knits. I knew how to double knit and do E-stitches. And for my brims, I was doing like the fold over. So yeah, I didn't learn a lot of this stuff until after COVID. And I'm still not really out there right now. So with the addition of like the two I already knew, I only really know like about three or four more. I've only done about three or four more. Still haven't really branched out. I'm like I tend to be like a stick in the mud. I don't like change. It's my problem. especially since the E-stitch works up so much faster. I tend to be like, oh, I feel like, I'm speeding when I'm working with the E-stitch. So I have a hard time doing other stuff. Good morning, Christina. Yeah, I have a hard time switching from the E-stitch because it works up so much faster. I'm doing E-stitches, just in case y'all were wondering. I feel like I've spent all week looking for something, looking for something in my craft room. Because every time I come back from the event, I always have to look like, what did I do with that? Right? Same. Well, I just started this past year or so is when I started reading more patterns, and that's only because I kind of get annoyed with how long it well with all the frogging and taking stuff apart. I can't stand constant because for one thing I don't really like frogging, and so that's the only thing that encouraged me to read more patterns. But I got more into reading patterns the past 2 years or so because it just helped me to like go and get something done. But I've been like crafting, like as far as crafting, arts and craft stuff. I've been doing that since I was 8. But I've only been like doing fiber arts for a little over 10 years. I haven't been doing fiber arts that long. I wish I would have known, a lot more when my kids were younger. So I could have been doing a lot of stuff, for the kids and making them a whole bunch of things. But yeah. Now I've started back making them stuff because it seems like they were like, cause I kind of fussed about it. I kind of fussed about it. I'm like, I be making y'all stuff and y'all just be like, man, you know. So I made them blankets last year. It's like, they might just not be into wearing that type of stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll make y'all blankets so you don't have to wear it out in public and, all that stuff. If you wear the hats and stuff, you don't have to wear it to school necessarily. But I've come a long way with my with making stuff, so it's better quality. Yes, exactly. YouTube. That I always call it YouTube University because that's where I learned a lot of stuff, a lot of my fiber art stuff. I started punch needle last year, but I need to try and get back to it. And I started cross stitching. I pretty much did on my own. I bought a cross stitch kit, so I'm into cross stitching too, and I'm into embroidery, so I'm learning embroidery as well. And I got a hat that I was working on embroidery. I haven't worked on it in like a month or so, so I need to try and get around that. I would like to have it finished soon. I have like a list of long list of stuff I need to get finished. So I got the hat sitting down in a box with all the embroidery yarn that I had working with it. I need to start that back up. I would like to have it. It'll be nice to have it done before this next event. Cause I try to wear stuff with my name on it. So I'm planning on putting my name on it. Well, my business name on it more so. Anything. I might not do a garden this year because I'm like extra busy. Okay, it was nice meeting you too, Isabel. I hope you have a good night as well. Thank you for hanging out with me. Oh, that sounds so cute. Short cap. No problem, Isabel. Hi, Ella. But yeah, I need to do I bought a lot of what's that plastic canvas last year. So I need to be like, I need to quit tripping. And all I've been doing is just pinning it. Yes, garter stitch for the border. All I've been doing is just pinning ideas and just not doing nothing with it. garter stitch for the border and each stitch for the middle. And the magic number for like garter stitches on the border is 5, but I typically do 7. Like 5 to keep it from curling, at least 5 to keep it from curling. And the garter stitches, the E stitch and pearl stitch combined, or the true knit stitch and pearl stitch combined. It just depends on what you want to do. If you do the true knit stitch, you'll have a thinner border. If you do the E stitch, it'll be a little bit more thicker. And I let me show y'all what I just said. So here, this the garter stitch, and this is 14 stitches. But here, this is like I think that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 12 stitches, and this is about 14. So if you kind of notice, the E stitches are almost twice the size of the garter stitch. So this is one garter stitch. It looks like a chain, but the E stitch is like um, almost twice the size of the garter stitch. Yeah, so yeah, use it at least 7. I think it's like that rib stitch with crochet. I tend to like to use the rib stitch with crochet. It's called the rib stitch and knitting as well, but they're just done differently. No, is it called the rib stitch? I'm trying to remember now. I know it's called the rib stitch in knitting. I'm trying to remember. It's called something. Cause a lot of people make it with hats too. Like they make it using like the cat ear hats, and I don't want to say it wrong. So, oh, okay, okay. So yeah, and I mean you can do that. Not those stitches, but you can do like the rib stitch on a blanket too. I've just never done it on a blanket, and it's a knit to purl too. So you'll do like the true knit stitch or U stitch and 2 purl stitches for the rib stitch on the loom. Maybe one day I'll try that. Oh, okay, ribbon stitch. Gotcha. But yeah, maybe I'll try that one day. I don't know. Just to do something different. That me too. Garter stitch, rib stitch. Garter stitch, rib stitch, true knit stitch, pearl stitch. That's about it. That's about all you gonna get out of me. The true knit stitch and the U stitch is pretty much the same thing. They're gonna produce the same stitch look. It's just done a different way. They both produce a tight stitch, a tight stockinette stitch. Yes, exactly, Lady B, exactly. And I don't purl stitch on the first or last peg. So if you notice while I was working it, I never did like that first or last peg. So it just makes me have seven, but I have eight section off. We'll twist it up here. Because if you purl stitch on the last peg, it makes it scrunched up. So I can show y'all that if you want me to, but it'll make it like scrunched up on the edge. So I don't do purl stitches on the border part. Yeah, yeah. if you don't if you can't get this one right now, you can just do the smaller ones, because you can still make a blanket on the smaller ones. You can just do the 10 stitch on the smaller ones. It's just like a really long garter stitch if you do the 10 stitch, and it's a no sew. So if you wanted to like really get into it and you don't want to spend that much money right now, um, the smaller ones, the little round ones are the way to go. So you don't necessarily have to have this one to make a blanket. Okay. Well, I hope your hand allows you to. 'Cause I know the feeling. I was real hard headed though with mine. I kept working through. Um, I made my hand take a long time to recover. And if no, I ain't gonna say that. 'Cause I'm gonna say it since I said it out loud. I would do it again probably. But I made my intake. I had injured a finger, and I kept work because I had an event coming up, and I kept working through it, and it took it forever. It took it like 3 to 6 months to heal, longer than it needed to because I kept doing stuff I ain't had no business. Oh, okay, you have a loom too. So you must be talking about crocheting then. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I wanna learn to yeah, that's good. That's good. Now lately I have been behaving more because my body is not like it used to be. So whenever I am feeling bad, I have been taking breaks on that. So let me quit telling stories because if um I get migraines very easily now, and I rather not have a migraine. So anytime my body gets to a point where it's like, I'm warning you, I do take a break. Like I took a week off last week because of that. So I've been doing better in that aspect. Now if it's my hands, that's a different story. But if it's my neck, I'm sitting that one out. I'm gonna sit it out. Oh, okay, cool, cool. That's what I'm about to be doing. I'm about to be mainly crocheting, but I really want to learn corner to corner this year. Everybody talks about corner to corner, and since graphing is a little bit too annoying for me, because there's a specific way you have to change the colors. Now, if it's a plushie, I don't have a hard time changing the colors because all the yarn is gonna go to the back. But when you're graphing, when you turn your work, all the work, the yarn has to go to the front and stuff like that. So that confuses me. I don't like it. So I just rather, you know, I don't like turning my work basically. I'm in Arkansas, but yeah. So I feel like if I can do a corner to corner, because I've done like a granny square with a heart in it, and it was like part of the whole granny square make. So if I can do that, I should be able to do a corner to corner. I've done it, a heart in a granny square like two different ways. So I'm excited because I want to make some granny square pants, and so yeah, I need to. I really need to get on top of that. I want to make me a birthday outfit this year. A birthday outfit. And this might be that might be what I do in my downtime in my events. Just work on my. Well, no, I only got one before my birthday, so hmm, I gotta figure it out. Hey, LaPrice, how you doing? I think you should let it be. It'll be really relaxing. True, true, short cap, true. I do need to be in the right headspace because I tried it once and the my stitches were tight in the middle, and then I was like, oh crap. And then I tried it again, and I was like, oh crap, you gotta remember which side's the right side. So I couldn't remember which side was the right side. I was like, oh crap. Now I gotta remember which side is the right side. So then I got confused and I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not in the mood today. I'm not in the mood for this. So I think what's gonna have to happen is I can't go at it on my own. I need to watch someone do it on a YouTube video and do exactly the pattern that they're doing at the moment, and then get used to putting the yarn to the front and to the back at certain times, and I think I'll be fine after that. That's my biggest issue is putting the yarn from the back to the front. And I think I got the tension thing under control. After I've done a couple more plushies since then with color changing, and I'm trying to understand, about the tension stuff. So I think I pretty much understood it for the most part. So I just try to avoid not tying it until my next row after the previous color change. Tie my knots so I don't make it too tight. I hope you're doing well on this evening, little prize. Y'all got about 30 minutes left. Then I'll let y'all know again at the 15-minute mark. And then after that, I'll let y'all know every 5 minutes. I gotta fix this thing. It might need some oil. I don't know. I'm probably wore it out by now. Oh gosh, I could not get that one. Hi, Bushra. Just what I'm using for the current project. You can pretty much use any yarn. Thanks so much for the likes. Number 4 way up to number 6. The It's just what I'm using. You can really even use a number 3 or a number 2 if you're looking for like a very thin blanket, but most people don't want something very thin. So you can use like even thinner yarn. You just can't use anything thicker than a number 6. Like right now, even though I was totally against it, using number 6 yarn, blanket yarn. Now I'm obsessed with it, and I made one blanket that way, and it was a baby blanket. And now I'm like, it's this one color that I really love that I want to make a even bigger blanket that way. So we'll see. It might happen at the end of this year. I don't know. Maybe next year. But I know blanket yarn is expensive, and I'm gonna need at least 12 skeins of blanket yarn. So that's why I always tend to make use 4-way yarn because I only need like 5 skeins of it, and I need about 12 of that, and it costs like about $11 per skein. So with this yarn, it costs like about $9 for the jumbo. I typically go for the jumbo with for well no I typically use like 400 and some yards of yarn. Let me see, is this the one? I typically use the one with 400 and some yards of yarn. So, and I use about 5 of those. So um yeah. Yeah, right. So I normally don't even go smaller than number 4. Like I've done it once out of curiosity, but I haven't really done it since. And that was like when I first started because I just wanted to see. Um, I used some of that Bernat Blanket Sport, baby sport yarn, just out of curiosity. And now that I have an iCord machine, I'm gonna throw that in the iCord machine and make the yarn thicker. So, so I'm gonna use it for something else. I bought like 3 skeins of that baby sport yarn during that time. So I'm just gonna turn all that yarn into thicker yarn, an iCord yarn, and make something else with it. I got some purple, some like it's more like lilac, um, some like pastel colors. That's what I want to say. And I'm gonna use them to make plushies with. Right, right. It is. It is tedious, especially when you're trying to do tight stitches too. That's a little bit frustrating. That's why I tend to not make a lot of stuff outside of e-stitching, but I do need to do better with that. So I was like, I need to quit tripping and do more true knit stitches. but true knit stitches are tight stitches, so I rather do it with thicker yarn than to do it with 4-way yarn or double up the 4-way yarn. So I really need to make some footies. Right. Uh oh. Uh oh. Yeah, I got about 15 minutes left. And then I'm gonna be able to do like 2 more rows. And YouTube probably about to drown my sound out because the train is coming. I like the train. I like hearing the train. I bet the yarn was all over there, wrapped all the way around. No, surprisingly we didn't. We thought we would though. That past week or so. That's why I had to take a vacation because of all the cold air that came through here. I had to take a vacation. It flared my arthritis up real bad. Like I woke up one morning, I stretched and something popped in my neck, and I was like, yeah, I'm done for like a couple of days. Yeah, So that's I hadn't really done much work the past last week cause of that weather that came through. I ain't even. I was gonna make an announcement and everything. I was like, I don't even feel like making an announcement. I just gonna lay down. So they usually tell you, experts tell you to make an announcement. Let your people know where you at. But some days it just be like, you know, mentally just, you know, right. So I don't know why they be trying to mute. They be trying to get rid of the sound, like they lower my sound once the train comes through. I'm just like, I like the train. And then you start to hear a lot of dogs barking too. So I don't know. Now I understand when my dog comes outside, he goes to barking and stuff. But when the train comes through, it's fine. Let the train, let the train do its thing. Let me wrap a little faster so I can get these 2 rows in here. Even if I get to the second row, the second row won't take me that long. This one takes me a little bit longer because I'm doing purl stitches. Um, right. It sounds like it might be on another one. I mean, I might hear it from a distance, but it sounds like another one is coming. Nah, it might just be heading down, and I can hear it well. No, that sounds like another one. No, it's heading away. Thanks so much for the likes. I appreciate it. My bad. I ain't mean to keep bumping this loom up against the lazy Susan. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, I some days when my anxiety is high, they freak me out, and you would think that I would be used to it, but some days when my anxiety is just like, girl, we not in the mood today, kind of thing. It's it bothers me, but most of the time it doesn't bother me. It's like a ASMR type thing, so I'm like a block or two away from the train, so sometimes we can feel like the vibrations coming off the train too. I never lived so close to the train when I was younger, but I would hear it, so it was a different experience. Right, right. So, and then it gets annoying from time to time when they get stuck on the road, because it's like, what if we had an emergency? Like, you guys are like, stuck on a track. Like, come on. And they will be stuck for at least 20 minutes. So it's always trying to get around the train sometimes. Thanks so much for the like. So y'all, this is my last row. And so with that being said, I'm just gonna like announce my, what days I typically go live. I typically go live on Sundays and Monday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. Central. Um, so I'll be back on next Sunday at 8 p.m. And then I go live on TikTok on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. But right now, TikTok kind of in the air for me right now. I don't feel like it's really serving its purpose like it used to. So I don't know what I'm doing with my TikTok right now. But the only reason why I'm going live tomorrow or this week is because somebody inboxed me and they were like, "When the next time you going live?" So it's not really like I want to go live because of TikTok. It's live. I want to go live because someone asked me to go live. So it's not like here I want to go live because I want to go live. So I'll be live on TikTok tomorrow if you want to like continue hanging out with me. TikTok, I do more of a karaoke live, so I like listening to music and singing. So you'll get more of that over there. So hopefully I don't, get on your nerves, but but that's what I like to do on TikTok. It's more like a karaoke and Loom. So it's what to be expected over there. So um, I think for a while, for I'm gonna need to do some crochet and stuff. I need to get a lot of stuff done before the end of next month. I only got like a little over, well, really a month to get my stuff ready for the next event. Because once I get it ready for the next event, um, I mean, while I'm trying to prep for the next event, I really won't have time to like do other stuff. So I'm gonna spend eat, sleep, lunch, breakfast, making stuff for my next event. And my next event is like it's a good cause too. It's a it's an event for domestic violence and families in transition and stuff, for families who've experienced domestic violence. So I do that one every year. It's near and dear to my heart. Oh, thank you, Short Cap. I appreciate that. Hope to see you next week. It should if it keeps going this way, I might end up just being on YouTube 4 days a week. I mean, it don't hurt. So I don't know what I'm doing with TikTok right now. I'm tired of TikTok. It's just not really worth it anymore. I don't know why I keep putting that loom up to my face like that, like I'm in a room, like I'm not alive. That's why I normally knit, loom knit. I uh, loom knit with the loom close to me, like when I'm really comfortable. It's more comfortable that way. So I don't know why I keep doing it. I guess I can get comfortable. Then I'm getting ready to cut on some TV. And I'm gonna stay out here and do a little work until about midnight tonight. But I'm gonna be like crocheting some stuff. I gotta get ready for this event. I do today, so that's one thing away. Thank you, short cap. I appreciate that. Oh, I gotta make some more earrings. I make some ruffle earrings by the end of this week. I told her I have them done by the end of this week. So that's one more custom thing I have to do. Then I'll be done with custom stuff for a while. I don't. I might need to not take orders right now. To be honest. Thank you, short cab. Hey, Joso. Well, all right, y'all. These are my last stitches. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. And I'm going to go do some crochet stuff because I need to do a lot of crochet stuff for my next event. I'm doing like domestic violence thing pillows or plush pillow, heart pillows. So, yeah. So I want to do like I want to make a whole bunch in bulk and do purple and teal, and then do purple about six purple and teal, and then probably some in other colors. So I need to get started on that. Thank you. All right, y'all. Have a good one. See y'all next Sunday from 8 to 10 p.m. Central. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.